This video contains strong language which some viewers may find offensive. So if you're a Sally sensitive, you might want to fuck right off. All them in. Right. Next part of the project, we're going to work on our bracing going between the two wrapped pieces, which is this piece here. Relatively straightforward. Only slight complicated thing is that it's forged at either end, making quantifying the amount of material needed quite difficult. So, what do we have? Some 12mm round. Now, in order to figure out how much material you're going to need, always start off marking a set measurement. For me, that's 5 inches. So I'm going to perform all my forge actions to the finish and then measure from the finish point to my 5 inches and see how much material was consumed. And with that knowledge, you can replicate that on the opposite side and it'll give you a good approximation of how much material you need. So, to start off, we're going to put a 3-sided taper on here. A 3-sided taper on here. Fold it over onto itself, weld it, and then make it as circular as I can, and then punch a hole in it. We're going to do that on either end twice, because there's 2 of them in it. Because 2 is better than 1. Anyway, off to the forge, boys. I'll bring you back when she's hot. Just so we can achieve repeatability. We're going to forge weld that together now and see how we get on. Well, how are the men? So, as you recall, yesterday we left off making our... Hold on, I see it. our brace piece. And I had intended on forge welding the piece over onto itself, faggot welding it, and punching a hole, because I thought that'd give me enough mass. But it didn't turn out as well as I had intended. I mean, where are we? That was our intention, was to get that welded. It's actually fucking better quality there. It was my intention to get that welded onto itself and then punch it down through it, because this would give us more mass than just the standard stock. But it didn't work out like that. The steel, maybe because it's round to round and it requires more forge welding to blend the two pieces together. I mean, if this was 12 square, it mightn't have been a big of an issue. But 12 round, no bueno. So I decided, fuck it, we'll do the old-fashioned way and we'll just upset it. So I'll just zoom you in. Each one of those punch marks is 125 mil, which is 5 inches from the end of the stock. Now we're going to upset, basically force the material back onto itself till we get 102 mil or 4 inches. And that should give us a 20 mil diameter round upset, which we are then going to forge flat and punch our hole in that, because that will definitely give us enough material. The reason why I've done that is because I did a little test piece last night and I figured out that that gives us 102 point something mil. So do that on both sides, gives you X amount, and then you take away that from your centerpiece and then you find out how much. Anyway, the overall length of our piece was 315 mil. So we're going to upset these two ends and end up with a piece that's probably 270 center to center when I finish punching the hole. We want 275, but we won't fall out about 5 mil, fuck's sake. I mean, 5 mil is fuck all in a big ship. So bring you over to the forge and we'll show you the process of upsetting one end. The other end is exactly the same. There's nothing fucking special about it. Alright, I'll bring you back when you're hot. I'll bring you back when you're hot. That's fucking gay. I'll bring you back when I'll bring you back when she's hot. Right. Just an addendum to the last piece. When we're in the fire, you want to heat up about 50 mil. And that's what you want to be upsetting. 50 mil every time. Not one of these long fucking drawn out tapered heats where the thing is flopping all over the place. Heat up good and hot and then cool it off to 50 mil. And then we're going to go over to the vise and we're going to lock it in the vise with an inch or 25 mil of cold material before the hot material. You'll see. It basically means that if you lock the jaws against the hot material and you start beating the shit out of it, you're going to get a shoulder as the hot material pinches and upsets around the jaw. That's bad. So pay attention. You might learn something. You probably won't. But sure, what else would you be doing on a Friday? After every upset, you want to take it to the anvil and you want to correct what's known as your elephant's foot, which is your excess upset there. Always bring it back to a taper and have everything in line. Now you want to do this maybe 4 or 5 times until you get to 102 mil and in or around 20 mil diameter. You should be fairly solid then. I'll bring you back when I got both sides done, because it's basically rinse and repeat. Alright boys, we'll talk to you in a bit. Alright boys, this is where we're at now. We have our 2 pieces upset to our required dimension and forged flat on the ends. And we have maintained our, I suppose, 12mm parent stock dimension. Now the only thing left to do is punch 4 10mm holes in these pieces, and hopefully we end up with around 270 centres, give or take, plus or minus 5mm, it won't matter. Alright, I'll bring you over to the anvil and we'll get these punched. Alright boys, are we in shock? We are in shock. What we're going to do here is we're going to just set the punch at a very low red heat, because it's much easier to orientate it than when it's white or yellow heat. Then we're going to drive it home and drift it to 10mm, I think. Yeah, I just made a shitty ghetto 10mm drift out of some mild steel because I didn't have one. It's not exactly a size I usually drift to. Got through anyway. That's our slug. And that's our hole. Yeah, punching small pieces is a pain in the arse. So we just drift this to 10 now and do that 3 more times. Well, how are the men? As you can see before you, that's what we have. We have 2 of them made, which is convenient because we need to. That was a raging success. It only took 2 attempts. And we can strike that off the to-do list and work on what are we going to do next. The brackets. Yeah, we'll make the brackets next. I was meant to do them before, but I didn't have any 40x8. But I got some the last day. So we can crack onto them tomorrow and then hopefully get the spine done the next day and put it all together. I also have some fancy nuts to make for joining these together. That'll be fun. So yeah, let's put our bits and pieces here together. So yeah, we're assembling quite the mess of steel, but it'll be fair nice when it comes together. Alright boys, I'll leave you for today. We'll talk to you again. Good luck.